Hello everybody, welcome back. I've got another character leveling guide for you. Alright, so we're talking Shadow this time. Shadow is a little bit interesting, and I struggle making this video because I just expect that there's going to be changes in the future. But normally what you want to do with Shadow is early on in the game, almost at our first opportunity, and actually right after the Narsh raid. Actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. Not right after the Narsh raid, after Zozo. Right when we get our first Espers. We have to take Gao all the way over to the Veld, and then we have to come back over to Kolingin and hire Shadow for 3,000, is it Gil? And at that point, you can actually take him into Narsh right now. That's the part that I expect them to change. If Gao is left on the Veld and you enter Narsh, you can actually take Shadow into Narsh, interact with the rest of your characters, and leave Shadow in there. I don't know if that will always be the case, but as of right now, you can do that. And so that means that you do not have to level Shadow right now or right then. And then you can actually level him later once we've got the airship and we've got a +2 Esper instead. And so that means that you can get an extra +1 magic on Shadow. So instead of leveling him with that Ketchi Esper, again, you can wait until you've got the Zone Seek. So, you know, I at least have to throw that out there right now that, you know, it just depends on if they ever change Shadow and make it so that he can't be basically stored in Narsh. If he still can, also, I would say that, and how I actually leveled him was, I leveled him during the Imperial Banquet. Basically, I kill off one of the party members, and then I put like Shadow, Edgar, and Sabin all together in a group. And there's a battle with a Mega Armor that we can't run from, and so I absorb the experience on those 3 characters. And then during the break during the banquet, when we fight the Special Forces, he'll absorb some experience there, and at that point he will actually level to 6. Again, I hesitate to bring that up because I just don't know if they're going to ever change that. But as of right now, that is my opinion, or my opinion is that's the best time to level him. All right, so the second thing is Shadow has to be leveled on the floating continent. There is another change that they've made, again, as of right now, where every time you go up to the floating continent, Shadow's level is refactored, meaning that if you go up there, let's just say on your second trip, because you don't want to grab them on your first trip, because you've probably got Gao, and you've probably got Gao already leveled, but on your first trip up there, you want to pass by him. The second trip, that is when you level Shadow. And Shadow needs to be leveled first, before any of the rest of your characters. Again, the reason for that is, once you jump off, when you come back up, if you had leveled anybody else between then and didn't level Shadow, Shadow's level would then be re-leveled and you would lose levels on him. Again, not really sure why they did that, but basically in prior iterations of the game, on your second trip through, when you'd grab Shadow, you would kind of lock his level for the rest of the World of Balance, but it is not treated that way. Now, it's not the biggest problem in the world. Again, it just means that you need to level Shadow first. Alright, so that said, I always level Shadow with magic. I think that it works out really, really good. I mean, not only just, you know, spells are, you know, very, very powerful, but also his lightning scroll, water scroll, so on and so forth, is a really good way to do that. I mean, it's rare that a character has access to, like, water-type damage, right? And Shadow is one of those. So at 44 now, obviously where I'm already in the World of Ruin, at level 44, that is when his magic hits 111. I do not go any higher than 111 naturally on anybody. Again, and that's because of another, what I view to be, I think it's a bug where in other versions of the game, we could go all the way up to 128 magic with Espers, and then our equipment would take us above that. That is not the case right now. Our magic stat is being capped at 128 regardless of gear. So, again, at 44, that is where his magic will hit 111. But That is also if you were able to take, one level with Zone Seek first, right, from 5 to 6. Again, I always hesitate to bring this stuff up because I just don't know about things regarding Shadow and if they're going to change them. But regardless, as of right now, that is the best way to go. So, how do you level him in the World of Ruin? Same way I level everybody else. I like to go into Kefka's Tower. I like to kill the Fiend Dragons. In order to set him up really, really well for it, it's Swordbreaker, Paladin, Shield, Green Beret. I like the Mirage Vest. His body armor isn't that important. Also, Growth Egg, Celestriad. That's bringing him up to 108 evasion. It's going to be very hard to land a hit on Shadow. It can be done, I suppose, but it's going to be really rare. And so he's going to be very, very safe leveling here. Also, Southern Cross, and I've if you've seen the other videos or the other character leveling videos, you're going to have heard me say this a bunch of times, but Southern Cross is fire-based damage, meaning that the Paladin shield is going to absorb it, which means I think that this area is actually safer to level than the Dinosaur Forest. You can't evade Meteor. So, I like this spot. Yes, you do have to deal with Fallen One or Fallen Angel or whatever that ability is called that keeps knocking our HP down to 1, but when you can't really get touched with physical skills, you're completely fine. So, alright, at this point I have brought him all the way up to 98. Again, I took his magic to 111 first, then I swap over to agility. I don't bother with his physical stat and his strength. I just, do everything, do magic. Again, I think that he is one of the rare characters in the game that has easy access to either, water. Well, yeah, I mean, it's mostly water damage, right? With those water scrolls. It's really tough to be able to do that with anybody else. I think Shadow kind of has some water damage, and then I think Gao as well. Maybe there's probably, probably a Dance with Mog as well, but those are not very dependable. But as usual, it's Ultima spam. This gets a lot easier once your magic stat is really high. Kind of getting here though to having like around 110 magic, it's probably not a bad idea to use the Soul of Thaumasia and the Celestriad, and just not have a Growth Egg for the time being. And then once you get your magic up high enough, then you don't need the Soul of Thaumasia anymore. And I would say then it's probably a good idea to put the Growth Egg on. But yeah, Shadow is a character because of his specific. His base stats. He has the best evasion of all of the characters. And then on top of that, he's got he can use the Swordbreaker, and then combine that with the Paladin Shield and Green Beret, and it makes him very difficult to again land any sort of physical attack on him. But here he is, level 99. Also, he's one of the characters, unfortunately, that if you want the 999 MP, you need to take one level with Crusader. Either do that from 24 to 25 or go from 25 to 26. Also, if you want the max HP, 68 to 69, 69 to 70, 70 to 71 with Bahamut. Not something I'm interested, but always throwing that out there. But all right, here are his endgame stats: 93 agility, 111 magic. But all right, that's all the time I've got. As always, hope the guide was helpful and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.